Buying a car in Carvana was so easy. I was able to finance it through them.
Whoa, wait, you mean finance?
Yeah, finance. Got pre-qualified for a Carvana auto loan, entered my terms, and shot from thousands of great car options all within my budget.
That's cool, but financing through Carvana was so easy.
Financed. Done. And I get to pick up my car from their Carvana vending machine tomorrow.
Financed.
Right, that's what I said.
You can spend time trying to pronounce financing, or you can actually finance and buy your car today on
Carvana.
Financing subject to credit approval. Additional terms and conditions may apply.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're jumping right in today looking at what people were really searching for online about Shedeur Sanders and the 2025 NFL Draft.
Exactly. And what we have is basically a big pile of search terms. It gives us this direct window into what questions people had almost in real time.
Yeah, it's like taking the pulse of public curiosity.
Totally. And looking through it, you see some clear themes emerging.
Oh, definitely. First, there's just the fundamental question, his draft status. Was he drafted? When? Where? Why? All the uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. Then there's this really strong, almost persistent link to the Cleveland Browns. We got to talk about that.
We do. And finally, you see all these other names connected to his dad, obviously, but some other interesting ones, too. Gives you context.
For sure. So where should we start? That main question seems like the place, his draft status.
Yeah, let's tackle that. What were people actually asking?
Well, it's striking just how many ways people ask the same thing. Did Shedeur Sanders get drafted? Has Shedeur Sanders been drafted yet? Loads of those.
That word "yet" really stands out, doesn't it?
It does. It suggests people were refreshing their feeds, actively following along, expecting something to happen.
Right. It wasn't a past event for them. It was happening now.
Exactly. And it wasn't just yes or no. People wanted details. We see searches like Shedeur Sanders draft pick or, what pick was Shedeur Sanders?
So if he was drafted, they wanted the specifics.
But then, maybe even more interestingly, you have a whole set of questions asking why he might not be getting drafted.
Ah, okay. Like what?
Things like, why is Shedeur Sanders not getting drafted? Or even simpler, why Sanders not getting drafted? And questions about his draft stock maybe dropping.
Why did Shedeur Sanders drop in the draft? That implies a narrative was already out there.
It certainly suggests something was fueling that idea. Maybe reports, maybe just speculation online,
Yeah, could be anything. Performance, combine results, team needs changing.
Right. The kind of stuff that always swirls around draft time. But the sheer number of those why not searches is noticeable.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you also saw searches just stating it as fact, like Shedeur Sanders drafted.
We did. Sanders drafted. Has Shedeur been drafted?
Yeah.
So it's this mix. Some people seem to think he was picked, while others are asking why he wasn't.
Classic draft confusion, maybe. Misinformation flying around.
Could be, or just people catching different bits of information at different times. And then you have, when will Shedeur Sanders get drafted? Which just perfectly captures that uncertainty.
Okay, so his draft status was clearly a huge point of, online chatter and confusion.
No doubt.
Now, let's pivot to that other big theme, the Cleveland Browns. It's kind of impossible to miss how often they come up.
It really is something. I mean, the volume is significant. You see Cleveland Browns, obviously, Browns QB, Cleveland Browns quarterback, standard stuff.
Sure.
But then it gets really specific, linking him directly. Shedeur Sanders Browns?
Yeah.
Sanders Browns? Browns draft Shedeur Sanders? Even Sanders to Browns?
Wow. So it wasn't just general team interest. It was very focused on him potentially landing there.
Very focused. It suggests that for a lot of people searching, that connection felt, real, or at least plausible.
Why do you think that was? Was there a strong media narrative linking them, or just fan hope, maybe, given their QB situation?
It's probably a mix. Cleveland's quarterback situation has been, let's say, a topic of discussion for a while. So fans are naturally looking ahead.
Right. Always looking for the next guy.
And maybe Shedeur style or, the attention he brings because of his dad, maybe that resonated. Or maybe analysts were kicking the idea around.
Yeah, and we see that broader interest too, right? Like searches just about the Browns QB situation in general.
Tons of them. Browns QB room, Browns QB depth chart, who is the Browns QB, Cleveland Browns quarterback 2025. It's clear the position was on people's minds.
So Shedeur becomes part of that conversation for Cleveland.
Exactly. And fascinatingly, you also see searches mentioning past Browns QBs. Johnny Manziel pops up. Joe Flacco.
Comparisons, maybe. Or just context for the team's history at the position.
Could be either. Fans might be thinking, Is this another Manziel situation, or maybe hoping for something more stable like Flacco provided temporarily? It shows they're thinking about the history there.
And then layer on the actual draft searches for the Browns. Browns draft picks. Who did the Browns draft? Cleveland Browns draft.
Right. People are trying to connect the dots. Team need. Check. High-profile prospect. Check. Draft picks available. Okay, how does this fit?
You can almost see the thought process in the search queries.
Precisely. It's like, okay, Browns need a QB maybe. Shedeur's out there. Did they use a pick on him? That seems to be the underlying logic for many searches.
It really makes you wonder, like, what specific report or rumor mill started churning to make that connection so strong in the public search data?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What kicked that off so intensely?
Definitely food for thought. Okay, so beyond the draft status and the Browns, there were other names and contexts floating around. His dad, Deion Sanders, is everywhere.
Yeah, no surprise there. The link is huge. You see Deion Sanders' sons, Deion Sanders' son draft pick.
People are definitely interested in the family dynamic.
And specifically asking, has Deion Sanders' son been drafted? Using the father's name to ask about the son.
Shows how intertwined their public personas are. Okay, what about Tom Brady? That one seemed a bit unexpected.
It did. Seeing Tom Brady and Tom Brady draft pick pop up near Shedeur searches is interesting.
What's the possible connection there, you think? Just general Jonah comparison.
Could be. Or maybe it's about the draft narrative itself. Brady wasn't a top pick, famously, so maybe people were thinking about draft position versus ultimate success.
Ah, like maybe Shedeur doesn't need to be a first-rounder to succeed, drawing a parallel to Brady's journey.
Possibly. Or maybe just comparing hype levels. It's hard to say for sure, but it's a notable inclusion.
Definitely. And then, okay, the Donald Trump searches. Donald Trump, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, that one definitely makes you pause. Trump, Shedeur, Sanders.
What could that even be about? Any ideas?
Honestly, without more context from, like, news headlines or social media at the time, it's really tough to guess. Could have been a photo op, a comment one made about the other. Who knows?
Just one of those weird intersections of sports, politics, and celebrity culture, maybe.
Probably. It just shows the kind of wide-ranging, sometimes unexpected connections people might make or search for.
Very true. We also see searches connecting Shedeur to other teams needing quarterbacks, right? Like the Broncos, Raiders, Jets.
Broncos QB, Raiders QB 2025, Jets QBs. It puts him in that broader landscape. People aren't just looking at him in isolation or just with the Browns.
They're evaluating the whole QB market for the draft.
Exactly. Where are the openings and who are the potential fits? He's one piece of that bigger puzzle people were trying to solve.
And who are they listening to for answers? Lots of media names in there.
Oh, yeah. Skip Bayless, Adam Schefter, Emmanuel Acho, Mel Kiper, Joel Klatt, Stephen A. Smith. The usual suspects for draft analysis and hot takes.
People looking for the experts, or at least the big voices, to tell them what to think.
Pretty much. Seeking out that analysis, those predictions, those draft grades. Standard fan behavior.
And grounding it back in his actual play, we see Colorado Buffaloes football.
Yep, connecting him back to his college team.
Yeah.
And then the evaluation stuff. Shedeur Sanders combined. Shedeur Sanders 40 time.
The measurables. People wanted the hard data too.
Absolutely. Those numbers matter, or at least people think they matter a lot in the pre-draft process. How fast is he? How did he test?
Right. And then looking ahead, searches like Shedeur Sanders contract, or even can Shedeur Sanders go back to college? Exploring his options.
Yeah, wondering about the business side and his eligibility path. And the family interest extends beyond Deanna too, right? Shiloh Sanders.
Yep. Shiloh Sanders' draft projection. Did Shiloh Sanders get drafted yet? Interest in the brothers' status too? Even Shalomi and Pilar Sanders pop up.
It's the whole family unit drawing attention. And then a whole raft of other names. Coaches, GMs, other players, analysts. Andrew Barry, Sean Payton, Nick Saban, Jerry Jones.
Wow, quite the list. It shows how many different angles people were coming from.
It really does.
Yeah.
From team specifics like the Browns GM to broader figures like Saban. And lots of misspellings too, like Shedeur, Sanders.
Yeah, typical quick searching. Also, lots of general draft interest. NFL Draft 2025 Sanders, NFL Draft 3rd round, 5th round pick salary NFL.
People were definitely engaged with the draft process overall, not just Shedeur, trying to understand the rounds, the money, the structure.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Looking at all these searches, what's the big picture?
Well, I think the big picture is one of intense public focus, quite a bit of confusion, particularly around whether he was actually drafted, and this really strong specific link being drawn to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, those seem like the undeniable takeaways. The sheer volume around the Browns is remarkable, and the constant questioning of his status, drafted, not drafted, why not, when it paints a picture of real-time uncertainty.
It really does. And all the related names, family, analysts, other QBs, even unexpected ones like Trump, show the many different threads people were pulling on to understand the story. It's a snapshot, reflecting that moment in time.
Absolutely. It captures the buzz, the questions, the speculation as it was happening.
It shows just how much attention follows a high-profile prospect, especially one with a famous father heading into the draft.
So thinking about all that, here's something for you, the listener, to chew on. What factors do you think drive that kind of intense scrutiny? Is it just the name? Performance, media hype?
A combination.
And maybe more specifically, why that connection to Cleveland? What was it about the Browns situation and Shedeur Sanders that made so many people link those two together in their searches?
Interesting questions to ponder about how narratives form and spread, especially around the NFL draft. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.